everyone. Today's amud is Daf Tes Zayin Amud Aleph. We're way past halfway through this Masechta. Okay, so we are going to take a look, just a quick recap. What was going on till now there's a Machlekes Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish. What happens if somebody says, I make a shvuah, I swear I won't eat this loaf of bread till the end of the day. And he does not eat the loaf of bread. He doesn't eat. Does he get Makos? And they both agree you don't get Makos.
Well, for making sure.
For making a shvuah sheker. For saying I won't eat, for saying I'll eat till the end of the day, he said, I swear I'll eat this loaf of bread by the end of the day. And he doesn't eat.
Okay.
Right? So both agree you don't get Makos. Question is, why don't you get Makos? Is it because it's a lav shei by Maisa? You didn't actually do anything wrong. By not eating, you didn't do physical Maisa. You only get Makos if you eat something, it's also. If you do a Maisa, but hey, you just didn't do anything. Or it's because it's asra safek. You can never give the guy a proper warning because he's got the whole day to eat. Whenever you say, you always have to give the warning 3 seconds before he does it. You know, toich kedei dibur. And basically he's got the whole day to eat. So you can never give him, you never know when to give him Nasra. So on the top of Tezayin Omid Aleph, the Gemara says, why don't you get Makos? Rabbi Yochanan Aimer, ein leikim mishum davin lav she'ein by Maisa. We're at the top of the page. B'chol lav she'ein by Maisa, ein leikin alav. It's a lav she'ein by Maisa. You didn't do anything. You don't get Makos. B'shul Aimer, ein leikim mishum davin asras sofeg. It's always going to be a doubtful asra. Anytime there's asra, sofek, lo yishma asra. That's not called asra. Asra has to be, you do this right now, you're going to get Makos. That's too vague. You have a whole day, you might get Makos, you might not, we don't know. Now, where did they both learn this din from? Where did Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish each get their individual din from? How does Reish Lakish know Asra Sofik is ein leikin, and how does Rabbi Yochanan know Lav Shein B'Maisa ein leikin? They both learned from the same Mishnah of Rabbi Yehuda, the Tanya. V'tavayu alibud Rabbi Yehuda. They both got it from Rabbi Yehuda, the Tanya. The Tanya. It says, V'loi sasiru emenu ad baker. When it's referring to a carbon, you can't leave anything over till the next morning. And then it comes to give an essay. The pasuk says, "Be'esh tisreifu," burn it in a fire. You have to burn it in a fire. So they both saw this memory of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says, "Ba kosov." What does Rabbi Yehuda say? Ba kosov. The Torah comes litin essay achar lois essay. The Torah comes to give the mitzvah's essay, burn it achar lois essay. It says don't leave it till the next day, and if you do, burn it. Laimar she'ein leikin olav. This essay is coming to teach me that you do not get Makos. Laimar she'ein leikin olav. That's the din of Rabbi Yehuda. Remember this. This is the whole Amud is based on this main Rabbi Yehuda. The Leis essay of Leiser ben Abayker, Vanes ben Abayker Ba'esh Yisraelu tells me, burn it, telling me, burn it, but you do not get Makos. She'ein leikin olav. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. Now they both learn from this main where they're each learned that din from this.
What are we talking about?
So Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish both said two different dinim. Yeah. Why you don't get Makos by that case of Shavuot. One said you don't get Makos by Shavuot when you didn't eat the kikar is because it's a lav shein b'maisa. Right. The other man says it's because it's asra sofek. He's got the whole day to eat. You never know when to give him asra. But they both learn their din from this Rabbi Yehuda. The din of Naisar. You can't leave anything over from the korban until the next day. And if you do, Beish Yisraifu. Rabbi Yehuda says, what does Beish Yisraifu come to tell me? Leimesh ein leikenov. Tells me you do not get Makos. Okay? We're in the 6th line of the Gemara.
Shouldn't the Hasra be when he makes a shvuah?
No, because so very importantly, the klal by Asra is you have to give Asra when the guy does Avera. It has to be 3 seconds before Shalom Lacharib Mary, 3 seconds before the guy does Avera. Otherwise, he'll say, I got confused, I forgot. You told me, and then I forgot. I got busy. I got an email, and then I was over the Avera. You can't give him
That's
Makos.
according to Rish Lakish.
Always have to give him. Always have to give Asra right beforehand. But according to Rish Lakish, since he has the whole day to eat, you never know when to give him out. When's he being over the Avera? The whole day's being over the Avera. But he's got the whole day to eat. If he eats 1 second before Shkia,
Right.
you don't give him Malkus. So when are you going to give him Masra? There's never a good time. You give him right before Shkia, maybe by Tzeis. When is the end of the day? I don't know.
11:59 p.m.
Yes, I don't know why. I'm not sure exactly why it's not clear that.
Meaning,
Why can't you give it right before Shkia? I guess because this is something when the nightfall is what he means by the day. Yeah.
meaning in the case, if it will be possible to give regular Atra, Rish Lakish holds that
You
the
give.
person gets Malkus.
Yeah,
In
for
this
sure.
situation.
Here there's a problem. You can't give Malkus. Here you can't give Asra. But if you could give Asra, very good. If you could give Asra, you give Malkus. The Gemara's going to make a deal. The Gemara says. So how did they each learn it? We're still recording?
Yes.
Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yechanan Diakachi. This is how Rabbi Yechanan learned out from Rabbi Yehuda. Taima the Bar Kosov. The reason why he doesn't get Malkus is because the Torah says, Haloi Bar Kosov, if there wouldn't be a pasuk of an essay, Vanaisamenu, Beish Yisraifu, like it, you would get Malkus. So you see from here, Alma, we see from here, Asra Safek, Shema Asra. Even though it's Asra Safek, that's still called a good Asra. Because you need the essay, tell me you don't get Malkus. But if it wouldn't be for the essay, you would get Malkus, meaning the Asra Safek is a good Asra. So that's why he doesn't like Rish Lakish. Because he says, you see from the Pasuk, Asra Safek is a good Asra. Rish Lakish diakachi, and Rish Lakish makes the opposite diak. Time at the Bar Kosov, Halei Bar Kosov like the reason why you don't get Malkus is because there's a Pasuk, there's an essay. If there wouldn't be a Pasuk, you would get Malkus. Alma, what do you see from here? Lav Shein by Maisa like in Olav. You see from here that even though it's a Lav Shein by Maisa, you still get Malkus without the essay in the Pasuk, you still get Malkus. So each one learned the pasuk not like the other one. One said you see from here that lav shein b'maisa loikin olav. The other one learned from here lav shein the asra safek is shema asra. Otherwise, you wouldn't need the mitzvah's essay. Otherwise, there's no point of the essay. The essay's got to come and tell me. Otherwise, you'd be like her. So the Gemara asked this question: Rishim bein lakish nami havadi asra safeku. According to Shim Beish Lakish, it's Asra Safek. So why does he not get Malkus? He holds like the Tana that argues with Rabbi Yehuda. Now the Gemara brings a brisa. Rabbi Yehuda and the Chachamim. What's the machlekes about? Someone doesn't know. Quick introduction. Someone doesn't know who his father is. How's it possible? You go. There's a chazak. You go after whoever the brother was married to, right? So the answer is because she was married to one guy. And normally you have to wait 3 months to marry to the next guy to whose baby this is. This woman got married a month and a half later, 2 months later. Now we don't know. Is this newborn? Who's the real father? The first husband or the second husband? So what happens now if this kid goes ahead and smacks his father or is makal his father? It's a chiv malchus on it. But it's always going to be a asra sofa because you don't know who the father is. If he's your father, you're going to get Malkus. We don't know. So says the Brisa, the Tanya. Hikazeh v'chazav hikazeh. He gives one. So he's got two fathers, father A and father B, Reuven and Shimon. He gives Reuven a patch, then he gives Shimon a patch. Kilazeh v'chazav kilazeh. You know, if he's Makala's father, Rash says b'shem, he also gets Malkus, right? So he's Makal one, then he's Makal the other one.
What does that mean? He has two fathers.
He doesn't know who his real father is.
Okay.
She got married within 2 months, one or the other, 2 months.
Okay.
So we don't know he doesn't know who his real father is. We don't know who his real father is. This is before they did DNA testing. Or maybe
It's
the Gemara,
actually us to do that.
or maybe we don't believe, we're not saying on DNA testing, I don't know, huh?
It's us
Yeah.
to do that. The Bezdin
She
says
had to
3
wait
months.
3 months. She had to wait 3 months. And she jumped the gun, she got married after 2 months. Now he doesn't know who his father is. She was over. He doesn't know who his father is. Now he decides, he's so upset, he decides to give both of them a patch. Right? But it's a straw suffix. Right? Kills of a kills there. Or kill shnei basachas, or he does it both at the same time. In other words, he says, I curse both of you, or he takes two hands. It's a machlekes we're talking about here. Right? He takes both hands, he gives both of them a patch at the same time. Right? Chayev. The first mandam says it's chayev. Even though it's asra sofek, first mandam says it's chayev. Rabbi Yehuda, Aimer. Rabbi Yehuda says, no, but basachas, chayev. If he hits them both simultaneously, that case is chayev, because of asra. Zechazeh, patur. If he gives one of them a patch and he gives the other one a patch, each time you gave asra, even though you gave asra in both cases, you said, don't hit him, and he hits him. Don't hit him, and he hits him. Since each time he did the maisa, it was a suffix. So b'zeh chazeh, you do each one after the other, he's potter. But if you tell the guy, don't hit this man, he's your father, and then he hits both at the same time, so either way, whether this is the father or that's the father, either way he hit the father, so he gets the patch. It's not asra sofek. So we see from here that Rabbi Yehuda holds asra sofek isn't a good asra. But the Chachamim will argue. The first mandoma here says, even nikazeh he does get malchus. So so according to Rish Lakish, what does Rish Lakish say? He holds like the Chachamim.
Like Rabbi Yehuda, no?
So like Rabbi Yehuda. No, he holds like the other mandoma on this, who argues with Rabbi Yehuda. He says, Rabbi Yehuda says zeh chazeh is potter. The Tanakama says zeh chazeh is chayiv. Why? Because asra suffix shmei asra. So says the Gemara, Rabbi Yechanan Nami, Rabbi Yechanan himself, what's he going to say? Havadai lav shein b'maisahu. How's Rabbi Yechanan going to learn? Surely this is a lav shein b'maisa. Surely it's a lav shein b'maisa. So why does he get malchus? He's going back on the case of the shvua. This guy says, I swear I won't eat. And I swear I'll eat this bread. And then he does not eat it. So what's it then? Potter. Why is he potter? Why is he potter? Surely he should be potter because it's a lav shein b'maisa. Why is he coming to say it's because that's asra sofek? So says Rabbi Yechanan, Havadai lav shein b'maisa. Of course, surely this is a lav shein b'maisa. So v'la, he holds ki hai the Omar of Idi Baravin. He holds like Rav Idi Baravin, Omar of Amram, who said in the name of Rav Amram, Omar of Yitzchak, Omar of Yechanan, that what? Rabbi Yehuda, Omer Mishum Rabbi Yisrael. Rabbi Yehuda said the same Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Rabbi Yisrael. Ka loiza zeshebetayra. Lav sheish by Maisa loikin alav. Lav she'ein by Maisa ein loikin alav. He holds that, of course, lav she'ein by Maisa ein loikin alav. That's Rabbi Yehuda. Therefore, lav she'ein by Maisa loikin alav. Lav sheish by Maisa loikin alav. Okay, so says the Gemara. Sorry, let's just finish this Meima. Lav she'emu ma'aseh loikin chutz me'anishba. Someone who takes a shvua for whatever reason, if someone takes a shvua shekar, he gets malchus. Umeimar v'hamakalis chaver b'shem. Someone's makalis friend with the name. And meimar is someone who's machlif. Also lahomer lo yemerenu toiv barav rabatayv. You have a carbon, you're about to be makravet. You can't switch it for another carbon outside. If you do, you get malchus, even though you didn't do any maisa. You just machlif, you just said, I'm going to switch this shar for that shar. It's also lo yomi roisai, lo yachlefenu v'lo yomi roisai. He gets malchus even though he didn't do a maisa. So 3 lavim, you get malchus for even though you did not do a maisa. So now the Gemara, it's kasha Rabbi Yehuda ad Rabbi Yehuda. Now there's going to be a kasha Rabbi Yehuda. Either way, there's a kasha Rabbi Yehuda. The first Rabbi Yehuda, if you remember, said that the reason why it says by Naisar that you should leave, that you get an essay the next day, you have an essay, you have to burn it the next day, is to tell me she'en leiken olav, right? Because I've written an essay achalei, so say leimer she'en leiken olav. That's what Rabbi Yehuda says. So why is it then? Now you've got two other Rabbi Yehudas. Each one's going to be a kasha. Each one, Rish Lakish, Rabbi Yechanan brought a raya. Each one's going to be a kasha on the other one. How's each one going to learn? So kasha Rabbi Yehuda, Ila Reish Lakish, Ila Rishim ben Lakish. The kasha of Rishim ben Lakish is a kasha trade tanai aliba de Rabbi Yehuda. When it says Rabbi Yehuda, it doesn't really mean Rabbi Yehuda. It's two tanaim saying what they thought was Rabbi Yehuda's din. So they're arguing in Rabbi Yehuda. It doesn't say it clearly in the Gemara. It just says Rabbi Yehuda. But it means that there's two tanaim who are arguing Rabbi Yehuda. And Ila Rabbi Yechanan, what he can say, Leikasha hadidei hadu Rabbi. When, if you remember the second case of Rabbi Yehuda Amar Rabbi Yisrael Glili, it means basically Rabbi Yehuda himself doesn't hold like this. He's just saying this b'shem Rabbi Yisrael Glili, but he himself doesn't hold like that. That's why there's no stira in Rabbi Yehuda. So, in other words, there's no stira Rabbi Yehuda. There's no Rabbi Yehuda here. We don't know what Rabbi Yehuda Shita is. He's saying that b'shem him, or people that, or the machlekes what Rabbi Yehuda himself said. Okay, now it's a whole new shaila over here. Tanan. Now there's an issa called leisikacha emal banim. You're not allowed to take the eggs of the bird when the mother's there. And then it says you should shalach to shalach. But that's how the Torah sets it up, right? The question is when are you over the issa? Tanan hasam anaisel emal banim. Someone takes Eimal abonim. Rabbi Yehuda says, what's the din? This guy takes the eggs, he didn't show away the mother bird. What's the din? Leika. He was over the lav. It says, Leitika Eimal abanim. And he did it. So what's the din? He gets malchus. What you do, Mishalach ve'ena leika. Send off the mother bird now, and then you don't get malchus. Do it later, do it afterwards. You can be Mekayim the mitzvah essay afterwards. Take a look in Rashi. Rashi's right on the same line of the Gemara over here. Leikev einai mishalei. Take a look in Rashi. Rashi says, Kasavar shalech mikara mashma. He holds, right? Why'd you get malchus? Kashalech, when it says you should send the mother away, mikara mashma, that means you should initially send the mother away, right? Send the mother away before you take the eggs. Even though it says after send her away, it says leitikach. In other words, it looks like the essay is before the lois essay. It doesn't mean if you take v'navi lav shenitik essay. Don't think that this lav in the Torah of shooing away the mother, but that's not an essay. It's not lav and itik essay. Once you took the eggs, now it's too late to send away the mother bird. Even though the state of the Torah, it says first of all, shalach to shalach, send the mother, then it says leitikach. You might think it's a lav shenitik essay. No. And a lav shekadma essay. This is a case of lav shekadma essay. The lav is before the essay. Don't take the mother. Don't take the eggs. The essay's first. Send away, the mitzvah is send away the mother, but then don't take it by itself, and therefore you get malchus. This shita is lav shekad essay. You get malchus. It's not like a lav shenitik, let's say, that says you don't get malchus. This is where the essay's first, and if the essay's first, then you do get malchus. V'chacham ma'imrim, says Rashi, keep going in Rashi. V'chacham ma'imrim, so what's a machlekes? Kasavri, shaleach, is achaloi sikach. It says send away the mother, but achaloi sikach. After it says don't take mashma kedichsev avali nitik le'esei, and that's called a lois esei nitik le'esei. If you took the eggs, shaleach. Now send away the mother bird. I don't want to help sending away the mother bird after you took. That's what it says. It's a lav nitik le'esei. It says don't take the eggs. If you did, now send away the mother bird. So that's the machlekes according to Rashi. According to Rashi, the machlekes in this pasuk, massive machlekes in Shiluch HaKen, is it called a lav anitik le'aseh or not? Or is it a lav shekadma yaseh? Others learn totally differently. That of course the shaila is, it's a lav anitik le'aseh. The question is lav anitik le'aseh like in a lav? That's all shaila in Rabbi Yehuda. Do we say, Rabbi Yehuda says lav anitik le'aseh ein like in a lav, and the Chacham hold lav anitik le'aseh like in a lav? Okay, keep going with more. Zaklal. Says the Gemara, Zakal kol mitzvahs leis asay, sheish ba kum asay. Any time there's a leis asay, and you have a kum asay after it, and chayavin aleha, and therefore you don't get malchus with this shluch haken. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, ein lanu elo zeis. This is the only case where we have essay that you can be mevatel. Where you get a license, you get malchus for being mevatel the essay. And there's another one. He doesn't say what the other one is. This is the classic case. There's one other case. What's the other case? What's the other case? Amalei, I don't know, Lechik Tishkach, you go find it for me. Nofak Dach Vashkach. He went out, he looked, he found another case. The Tanya, and that's the case we had yesterday in yesterday's Gemara. The Tanya, Einish Girish. This Ma'anis that divorces his wife. Im Yisrael hu Machzir Ve'inaloika. If he was a Yid, if he's a Yisrael, not a Kohen, so what's it then? He has to take it back. And he does not get Malchus. If this guy is a kohen, what's it then? Since a kohen is also b'machzer grusha, he can't take his wife back. He can't take a divorced wife back. He's not allowed to marry a mukureshes. So what's it then? He gets malchus. So the Gemara won't say this is another case of a case where you can be mevatel the essay. This is a case where you can be mevatel the essay. Says the Gemara, I don't understand. This fits in nicely. That, again, I'll quickly recap. What's the machlekes of kimo v'lei kimo, bitl v'lei bitloi? Whenever there's a lav anitik l'aseh, and someone was over the lav, does he get malchus straight away or not? When do you give the guy malchus? Is he chayiv malchus immediately, or is he chayiv malchus only if he's ma'akar the lav? He's ma'akar the essay. He can no longer be mekayim the essay. When do you give this guy malchus? The guy steals. He's a chayiv malchus, or he's only chayiv malchus once he burns the chayvus. Now you can no longer give it back. So according to Malakima, as soon as you give this, as soon as he stole, as soon as he was megarish this woman, now you give him malchus. According to the sheet of bitlai v'lai bitlai, you only give him malchus if he can no longer marry her. We're going to see what that case is in a second. So hinich lamanda tani kim v'lai kimoi. Alamanda ma bitlai v'lai bitlai. He has to actually actively uproot the possibility of doing a kedushin, or he's got to uproot the option of doing the mitzvah in order to get malchus. So bishlam magabi shaloch haken mashkachas lo. So by shaloch haken it makes sense, right? By shaloch haken, what happens? He takes the eggs, and before he sends the bird away, he kills the bird, so he can no longer send it away. That's how he's mevatel. That's what Rashi says. How is he mevatel the essay of shaloch haken? He kills the mother bird. Can he send it away now? No, it's dead. He chops off its wing. Can he send it away? No. It doesn't have a wing anymore, right? Rashi says, bit like a shachta. How does this guy mevatel the mitzvah shaloch haken? How can you mevatel shaloch haken? Instead of shooting away the mother bird, he takes out a gun, shoots it. Now he can no longer send it away. So, how do you find a case where this guy's megarish's wife, that he can't remarry her? We assume that it's a double portion. If he divorces his wife, he can be mevatel, he can't marry her again. Why not? So the Gemara clarifies, either katla, maybe he's talking about the same case. He has the mob, killer, he has her executed. Gemara says that can't be the case. Either katla come with the rabbinate. Of course you don't give him malchus, he's chayiv ritzicha, right? So Amar of Shimi Mechuzna, that name doesn't come up a lot in Shas. Amar of Shimi Mechuzna. What's the case? He was a shliach. Listen to this case. He's a shliach to be makabel ha-kedushin. She says he divorced her, and then she wants to get married to someone else, and she says to her ex-husband, "Be makabel my kedushin. This guy wants to give me a ring. Go get the ring for me." And he becomes a shliach to accept Kiddushin for her. So now she's married to someone else. So now she can no longer marry her original husband. That's how he's mevatel his mitzvah essay to marry again. Again, we're trying to find a case where he's mevatel his option to marry this woman again. How? He accepts Kiddushin for her. So the Gemara asks, that's the case. Amar Rav, Isha vis shliach. If she made him a shliach, she's the one who canceled the Kiddushin. He didn't cancel the Kiddushin like he's just a regular shliach, right? He wasn't a vatal Kiddushin. She could have married through someone else. She could have taken the ring directly. He didn't do it. He was just a shliach. He's a nobody. He's a delivery guy. Now, Elisha vis shliach. You're going to say she didn't make him a shliach. Kol kamine. He has a koach to marry her against the will to some other guy. So how is it that this guy was mevatel his Kiddushin? How's he mevatel his Kiddushin? Kol kamine v'lo klumhu. He has no koach to marry her off. Ella Amar of Shimon and Ardai. I guess the Shimis had the big machlokes over here. Shimon Mechuznoi said that, and Shimon and Ardai was like, oh, Shimi, you're saying this? I've got a different pshat. So Shimon and Ardai says, Goisha dir barabim. He makes a neder barabim, and I guess the Gemara's minute is that a neder barabim you can't cancel because a normal neder. Okay, you made the neder. Bishal the neder, cancel the neder, right? You make a neder, you stand up Yom Kippur, you mevatel a neder. But a neder barabim you can't cancel. So nichlam hadalma neder v'shud barabim meila afara. That's all very well if a neder that you made barabim you can't cancel. If you're going to say that a public neder you can cancel, so what's the case? So the Gemara answers, the madira lo al das rabim. He made the neder al das rabim, meaning al das based in. That everyone got together, made a neder against this woman. Rashi says, why? Because she was over Averis. She was over some type of terrible Avera. And al das rabim ein lo yafara. And then al das rabim, if the town goes ahead and makes a neder, ein lo yafara. You can't do afar sadam with such a neder. Taisus doesn't like it that she found an issa. Taisus says, take a look in the second place. Because she dira barabim. She did some avera to asa herself to him. That's why he made the neder. It doesn't seem like that, because if that's the case, then there's no mitzvah in the first place. In other words, this is the klal, right? The klal is he only is mechuyev to marry her if she wants to get married. If she doesn't want to get married, he has no mitzvah b'chal. His mitzvah is only to marry if she wants to get married. If she says, I don't want to get married, there's no mitzvah b'chlal. Now, an interesting diuk over here. The Gemara said that, if you remember, the Gemara said that if he kills her, right, then there's a kimle b'derabim in it. He's not chayv malchus, he's chayv misa now. So, the kasha is as follows. Again, what's the case? He's married to this woman. He divorces her be'issa. He's not allowed to divorce, he divorces her. Now he has to take her back. Instead of taking her back, he shoots her, right? The Gemara says, so now he's over the love. That's the Havim in the Gemara. Now he uproots the love. And the Gemara says, no, because when he shoots her, there's Kimle B'Drabbanah. He's not Chayv Malkus, because he's Chayv Misa. So that would imply that when is he Chayv the love? He's Chayv the love not when he divorced her. He's Chayv the Malkus. When he divorced her, he's not Chayv the Malkus B'chal. He's only Chayv the Malkus when he actually shoots her. Because Kibbutz B'Drabbanah is only when you do two Isurim at the same time. When you do two Isurim at the same time, you get Malkus. If you do two Isurim one after the other, you don't get Malkus. So if the Malkus here is for divorcing her, and then 2 weeks later he shoots her, that's a separate time. Why is that Kibbutz B'Drabbanah? It's mashma in the Gemara that the divorcing her itself is not the Avera. Even though the Isser is he's not allowed to divorce her, but the end of the Avera, part of the Avera is, when does he get the Malkus? When he actually is uproots, so he's Mavatal the essay, that's when he gets the Malkus. That's why it's Kibbutz B'Drabbanah. That's what happens at the same time. Sorry, what's the time? I don't have a watch on me.
9:02.
Okay.
Sign up 9.
Okay, all right. Just a very quick question is what happens, this poor bird, right? Interesting question. Bird, the guy shoos away, the guy doesn't shoo away the mother bird. He doesn't have time, he needs the eggs, he grabs the eggs, right? Then the mother bird gets such a shock, she has a heart attack and dies. He doesn't kill the bird. If he kills the bird, he's mevatel the essay, Makos, according to bitlai. According to the other shita, as soon as he shoos away, as soon as he takes the eggs, Makos, even if he doesn't shoo away. What happens, what's the din if he takes the eggs and the mother bird dies? He didn't do it, he wasn't mevatel to be a dying. But now he can't be mekayim the essay because the bird died. Or the bird flew away by itself. He doesn't have a chance to be mekayim the essay. What's the din? So the Rambam says, he's chaluk on everyone else. The Rambam says, in that case, since you can no longer be mekayim the essay, you get malchus. Once you can't be mekayim that, you don't have to be mevatel be a dayim. You don't have to be mevatel the essay be a dayim to get malchus. It's not like part of the Avera. It's not like the Avera says, don't take the eggs and then don't kill the mother bird afterwards. As long as it's no longer possible for you to be mekayim the essay, that's when you get malchus according to the Rambam. So it turns out that the thing that parted you from getting malchus is not that you have to do that be mevatel the essay. As long as you have an option to do the essay, there's no malchus. That's how the Rambam learns. By every lav shein b'maisa, every lav and etik essay. As long as there's an option to do the essay, there's no malchus anymore. All right, shkracha boys, have a wonderful day. It's still very complicated sugi. This whole lav shein etik essay.
Yeah, it wasn't easy like you promised yesterday.